expansive than Twitch. I'm still malding about my girlfriend ending your Nuzlocke. What? 8-part tip for that? What? Huh? Oh. What are you talking about, Slim? Oh, Minthara! Ending your Nuzlocke. Got you. My girlfriend Minthara. Okay. I saw a Minthara cosplayer at the, convention. Fan Expo. And I literally, the other cosplayer, because I was Shadowheart, and she was Minthara, and without saying any, like, without any context, I just, like I point, because this happens with cosplayers all the time. People point at you. I'm like, that's my girlfriend! And Minthara was just like, she was really funny about it. She's a great Minthara. So. Alright, you guys, the YouTube streams are on, for better or for worse. They are on, unfortunately. So we'll see how that goes. If they're too out of hand, we'll turn them off. Oh, you guys set a 10-minute timer. Hold on. Your watch just told me that I went live on YouTube? That's crazy. You must have hit... Fairy Red must have hit that bell icon. Fairy Red must have that bell icon smashed. That's how that works, right? Bell icon smashed. Thank you, Fairy Red. It's time. Hi, Volbartik. Welcome in. I have Baldur's Gate launched. We're streaming in the Baldur's Gate category. Smash that bell icon. You know what to do. Apparently, when the YouTuber says like and subscribe and hit that bell icon, apparently it flashes the icons like on the web page. It can pick up that you're saying it. It was your best Nuzlocke to that point, taking out the face spider, matriarch, hag, and 2 other cult leaders. Okay, so how does Baldur's Gate Nuzlocke work? If it's not just honor mode, how does it work? Because I don't understand. Oh, I'm dropping frames, chat. I'm dropping frames. What is this? Nicholas, this is a stream. Welcome in. Hi, Nicholas. We're about to play Baldur's Gate. Unless I can get my dropped frames under control. I've only ever... I know, like, Nuzlocke is what I understand from Pokemon. I understand Pokemon Nuzlocke. But what is a Baldur's Gate 3 Nuzlocke? I've never... I think we've talked about it some. How does it work? Honor mode. Any characters die, they stay dead. Naturally. Main character dies, run over. No hirelings, no respecs. Okay. So, like... You can't revive them with withers. I kind of want to try that. I want to try a Nuzlocke honor mode. No cheese. So no, like, stealing from... Like, no doing, like, bag tricks and stuff like that. No glitches. Truly an honor mode. Never mind. What do you mean, never mind, Nicholas? No glitches? Okay. Once we finish this playthrough... I've been saying once we finish this playthrough for how long now? Once we finish this playthrough, I'm gonna clear out all of my saves, clear out all my mods, and upgrade to the newest patch of Baldur's Gate. That's a boring way of saying just add lactose intolerant to the run description? That's funny. That's funny. Lactose intolerant. Or resave intolerant. I gotta keep an eye on this. Let me know on how's it going on Twitch. It says I have dropped frames, but let me know how it's going for you guys. Keeping an eye out. Because it is struggling. I've changed nothing since the last stream, but... My brother is currently doing a Pokemon Nuzlocke called his second and third Pidgey's spare parts and extra bits. So it's just oops all Pidgeys. I've never played any of the Pokemon games aside from Pokemon Go. And so I don't think my first Pokemon run would be Nuzlocke. That would be kind of crazy if you guys guided me through Nuzlocke of each Pokemon game. If you want to do such a run, invite me. We'll do it in a jiffy, no sweat. Well, I think it's like, I know it. I need the satisfaction of being able to do it. Like this honor mode run, I need the satisfaction of being able to do it myself. Brett, welcome in. No minus gay. Just no minus the gay. It just is. It just is. I don't know what to tell you. Are you experiencing any like buffering or anything like that? Please let me know. Because if you are, or if there's any like frame droppage and stuff like that, because it's telling me it's dropping frames, but 5 minutes of behaving normally. Chat, 5 more minutes behaving normally before we can get into Baldur's Gate. There's definitely frame droppage. Okay. I don't know what to do at this point other than to just shut down the YouTube streams, to be honest. It's so weird because my last stream, something went wrong at the very end. We have channel points, it's true. That's true. Output. There we go. Rosie, let us know what this tea is. What is this tea? I yawn, no buffer, buffet, or buffering? Great. Given the choice, I can't not go with the service called Twitch. My ADHD compels me. The power of ADHD compels you, but also me as well. I'm used to Twitch. I like YouTube streams confuse me. What was that D24? We are steadily, it says 4% of my stream frames are dropped. Oh, you guys, I'm trying my best out here. So sippable. Me? I'm the tea? Rosie, oh my god. ADHD? That's such a good brand idea. You see, dice is pen and paper. Where? There's a D20. But I also, it's been a long time since I've made dice. It's been a long, long time. But I used to make dice. ADHD sounds like a great podcast. And then you have a built-in, you can sell tea. The tastiest tea. Yeah. The most tantalizing tea. It'd be like, am I the asshole? Sippable tea. Sippable tea? Oh my god.
It's a little early for me.
Mystical Day, thank you for the caffeine. I'm almost all out of coffee. A 3 for your D20. Honestly, lock that down. The ADHD podcast. Somebody lock it down. I'm about to be a dude bro. I have my mic right here. I'm about to be a dude bro with the podcast. You guys, I'm at 11,000 dropped frames. And counting. 29%, that's not super great. Rosie is the shrimp. Okay, but Rosie, okay, so you have your work husband. You were seeing my ADHD on full display. Right. Leaf water? I don't know. Is matcha's a tea. I think I looked this up. 52% for Slim, right in the middle zone. Also, wait, going back to Pang and Paper, your frog emote is so cute. Mystical Faye, 36%. Rosie, 10%. Damn. Slim, ironically, at 52% is our horny leader, which is pretty crazy. It's true. Fairy and Sparkle is literally the tea fairy. Matcha is powdered green tea. Okay, so it is green tea. 57, Froggy's leading. 2, Rosie almost got banned. D20, will your work husband has rewatched my karaoke too. I'm sorry, Rosie. Oh my god, Mystical Fate. Wait, everyone, your frog emotes. That's so cute. Wait, I love Nightlight Night. Oh my gosh, I got to meet Nightlight Night in person, and she was an absolute sweetheart. Do I have any frog-based emotes at the moment? Who is this? Rozzy? Not Razzie, Rozzy. I still have those Stitch emotes that I think Razzie would want. Razzie himself. That are definitely not a copyright violation. Wait! I do have a... Wait! This is Robo's! This is a Robo Dessert! That's a Robo Dessert frog. Rosie, I'm not a frog. You're over frogs? I'm not a frog. Get out of here. Froggy, those are your emotes, yes? You are literally the tea fairy. Razzie, I don't remember Razzie having wings emotes. Are those new? I'm taking my emote inventory. Oh! Who did that? Hacking your Twitch face. Rosie, you got me there. Welcome. Oh, thank you, Rosie, for that absolute jump scare. Alright, I think I've stabilized stream. I was like, I wanted stream to stabilize. It's been at 11,030 drop frames for a good amount of time now. It just means that there might be some, it won't be as high def when we're streaming. It might be a little bit pixelated when we're streaming Baldur's Gate 3. Wait, Fairy Ren, I love that with the frog, with the Twitch Global Emote frog. Of course I have that one. I think I did, hold on. I think, if I go back to the hype train, I did end up getting the kitty love, you guys. I did end up getting it, by the way. When you guys gave me that hype train on my birthday, which is thank you. Riz at 15, Good Trans Girl at 21, Umbro at 21, Slim at 48, and Rosie at 48! You guys are tied. You guys are tied. Rosie, what? Okay. Rosie, my parents used to... Growing up, we had German Shepherds, and my parents did not like poodles. I think it was internalized misogyny, but we had... Like, I don't know, because poodles were a girly dog. But anyways, I digress. They also called poodles table humpers. Because poodles have a... Yeah. Penchant for doing that. D20, 4. Razzie, you're banned. Razzie, we were just talking about you. How long have you had the wings in your emotes? I feel like those are news. That kitty love, you know we love kitty love. Cup check from Mystical Fae. I have this coffee, it's almost out, from my Wahida's Wendy's old-fashioned shawarma from Omnistruck's merch shop. I have very little water. I'm thirsty. Rosie, I know your dog is like part poodle, right? 50%, exactly. So poodles just tend to... Maybe, am I being poodle racist? Maybe. My birthday, yes, Brett, I actually get one of those every year. It's crazy. And then my last cup, I have nondescript black pop. Oh no, long, maybe like a month and a half. Well, now I'm embarrassed. I find that I need to every once in a while go through all of my emotes that I have because I tend to just use my frequently used section. I tend to just use the frequently used section. I don't actually scroll down. So, unfortunately, I didn't see that you had those new emotes. You drew those wings? Razzie! Talented! And so useful. Hold on, I just gotta... Where'd you go? There you are. I just gotta spam them a couple of times. And I need to get them into my used... Oh my god, it looks like a little, like, kind of like Christmas leaves. Little ivies. I got a vibrating wait, Mystical Fate, what are you talking about? Wait, what's a half pity? Am I even allowed to say that? Happy late or early birthday. Thank you, Brett. It was, March 29th. My work husband says his dog stares at him until he holds a pillow for... Wait, Rosie, you and your work husband both have some interesting dogs. I commissioned someone for 12 new emotes, kind of expensive, but worth it. Razzie, you've been working. Can we all just quickly acknowledge, put Razzie on a little pedestal at the moment. Or put Razzie on a pot of greed, I guess, because he would like that more. But Razzie, you had to recommission your VTuber rig. You've commissioned new emotes. You're killing it. And you're paying off the credit card. Razzie, you're absolutely drop popping and locking through life. It's inspirational. You're like, I'm emotionally unstable, but I've been working real hard and I've got a lot to show for it. Razzie, it's a-okay. And you have a new bed? You got a new bed? Razzie upgrading from... What happened? I don't wanna... Razzie got to upgrade, your bed just in time for you to put it in a U-Haul, am I right? You've been putting in the work, Razzie! You have some loyal supporters. Obito, these are my regulars. I don't know. You can see down below. So on YouTube, the chat is here. These are all my homies on Twitch. They're my go-to. That's why. Listen, I'm not shy about it. Twitch is my favorite child. I'm sorry. Twitch is my favorite live stream chat. So, Rose. That's crazy, Rosie. Your bed frame came in today? It was so funny to hear you talking about your bed frame, Razzie, because I've never heard about mattresses discussed in inches. Like, about, like, the thickness of the mattress. For me, like, I just make sure... the mattress itself doesn't matter. It's the topper that you put on top of it. Oh my god, Rosie, listen. We're just husbands and wife. Oh my god, that's crazy. Am I a work wife then? I'm AMAB, but I'm neither regular nor irregular. You arrive exactly when you mean to, Volbartig. Exactly when you mean to. Inches. Yeah. That's the unit that the rest of the world uses. Brett, do you use freedom units? Or wait, did I get it backwards? Is inches freedom units? Oh, wait, hold on. Inches are the imperial system. I got it backwards. Inches are the freedom units. Canadians do this weird thing. We use both at all times, interchangeably. Imperial system. I don't think they can still... No, they can't. I was using that ironically. Yeah, I don't think we can talk about America and freedom in the same sentence. Brett, that's crazy. I'm talking about mattress thickness. That's crazy. I was talking about... When I was talking about inches, this is what I was talking about. Is mattress thickness. Because Razzie was talking about the thickness of the mattress. I can go for a very thin mattress. You just gotta get a really good mattress topper. I bought, like, this foam mattress topper from Amazon ages ago, and it's incredible. I love it. Have I played Blasphemous Thickness? Yes, just non-sexual. Oh, wait, hold on. YouTube can't see it. Non-sexual, this is what I was talking about. Not at all sexual. Mattress thickness. That's what I was talking about. Through the power of Amazon, you too can make your mattress thicker. That sounds like a euphemism. To be fair, I need to give YouTube a little bit more leeway on this. To be fair, talking about mattress thickness is actually kind of crazy. Thick is better. I agree, fair, but you could get an 8-inch. You can get a really cheap mattress, and then you just get a really good topper. You just need a really good topper. That's all you need to make a thin mattress better. A good topper. Wait, you gotta measure the thickness before we bring in... Rosie, what are you talking... Grinder? Well, Razzie, listen! You gotta get over here. You gotta get over here. We gotta get you a man over here. Oh, that's the wrong... Hold on. Razzie? I've done character creation. It's 11:37 local... Let's see how far. Nuzlocke during the stream. Let's go. Raise your hand. In chat. Raise your hand if you need a good topper. Sounds like we all do. Listen, we've joked about it a number of times. I think it's just the unfortunate ratio of tops and bottoms, but we need to find a top stream. Because here's the problem. Is even if the streamer's a top, the rest of their chat is bottoms. You know what I mean? Vancouver mans! Let's go! Razzie, we're gonna get you... You're gonna move here. I'm not joking. You're gonna move here. We can be roommates. One of us can lavender marry Estella. Oh my god. No, Razzie and I are gonna be... No, it's just roommates. I don't look like Ashley Johnson, so I'm A-okay. And live our best lives! Razzie, I think it's doable. I didn't buy a church. Listen, if I had bought the church, you were there. You were in. You would have been in the chapel. Let me do my double check to make sure it's not for sale. Nope. Not for sale. Yeah, Razzie, pay off that. Listen, if freaking Mark Carney does what he says he was gonna do and do that housing stuff, I can win the lottery, buy the High School Musical school. Oh my god, converting a school would be my dream into housing, but everybody knows about it, and so now it's really expensive to buy schools. Canada is for Eskimos, right? Where are you from? Where are you from? Not to make the dropout joke. You don't have to say location, just say country. I'm Canadian, okay? Speaking of, there is a Canadian federal election. That is happening on. Is it? Friday? Rosie, please! Not. No, 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 Brett. No, Brett. Not your address. Country. Country. Rosie, please. Oh my god. Okay, the more you know. So we're having an election April 28th. And our current polling data. Yeah, Fairman, the next time Razzie comes to Vancouver. Absolutely. Absolutely. This is our current polling data. A month ago, it was all blue. And now we have red everywhere. The Bloc have lost a considerable amount of seats. The NDP are going to lose official party status, most likely. Oh, preferred term Inuit. Got you. Got you. 338 is a polling conglomerate, but what we're about to do, you're in the US. Okay, you are American. I'm sorry, but you were kind of giving off American vibes. I'm not gonna lie. So 338 in and of itself is not a poll. It is a polling conglomerate in which it takes, these are all different mainstream polls that have, they have different ratings of like credibility. And all 338 does is like amalgamate the polling data. Okay? And so it's just a polling average. Out the nautiloid. Fresh out the nautiloid. We can go back. Hold on. If I go back, I wanted to see projections. So it is most likely that the Liberal Party is going to get a majority. I actually, ideally, want the Liberal Party to get a minority, so that way they have to work with like the NDP and the Bloc. But what is happening right now is the NDP have so few seats that they will lose official party status, which means if they lose official party status, they lose a lot of funding. The NDP has kind of lost its identity of who it is in the politics, the political sphere, and the NDP has kind of branded itself as, we're not the Liberal Party, we're just the Liberal Party plus left. And the Conservative Parties, we're not the Liberal Party, we're just the Conservatives to the right. Razzie, hi, thank you. Razzie coming to YouTube. As you can see, over time, this was like, I was talking about this all last year. At the beginning in December, up in here, I'm like, it's going to be a conservative majority government. And this is the effect that Trump has had on our polls. They're like, actually, we don't want that at all. So it's most likely that we're going to have a majority. I would prefer a minority, so that way the Liberal Party could be kept in check, but you're frying your brain. Brett, that's called learning. That's called learning, Brett. Oh, I realized I didn't have the Chrome scene on for YouTube. But this is what we've been looking at. Ignore the ads. Shadowheart is the hardest one to start the Nuzlocke. No help for the first fight. That makes sense. Volbartik, you're out of the Nodloid on your Nuzlocke. Who are you playing as? I might make work husband a Taylor Swift bracelet. Rosie, that's too much commitment. That's too much commitment for this man. He doesn't deserve your Taylor Swift bracelet. Anyways, here's what we're gonna do today. There's this thing called Vote Compass. We're gonna take this poll together, and you're gonna find out what political party you align most with. Not necessarily the one you should vote for. Any Canadians in chat? I know the Canadians in chat. Razzie, Froggy, Gus if Gus is lurking. But everybody else, you get to try this out. Hold on, I'm gonna look up a. Let's look up on Google Maps. I need to give you guys a postal code to enter because it does ask you guys for a postal code. We're gonna do this fun BuzzFeed quiz, guys. You guys ready to do a fun BuzzFeed quiz? Hang on. We're just gonna go. We're gonna skew their data a little bit. Here's what we're gonna do. BuzzFeed. So, they take data, right? And so, I'm gonna have you guys all enter the same postal code. So, let's go to somewhere in Alberta. Where do you guys want to go? Edison, Marlborough, Hannah? We could go to Hannah. Where you guys want the postal code to be from? Pincher? Yeah, people are doing Baldur's Gate 3 Nuzlocks. Medicine Hat. Athabasca. Fort Mac. I'm feeling like we go to Hannah. Oh wait, we could go to Drumheller. Okay, here's what we do. Hannah is a town in central Alberta, Canada. How much is a house in Hannah? I like Hannah. Okay, let's do that. All right, now we need to pick a house. I could buy a church in Hannah. Watch Oso Hannah come in here. Hannah long-term care. Dinosaurs. There's a big field. How much is a house in Hannah? Hannah Young Lions. We're about to take over this town. Bunch of liberals. Okay, this one right here. Do we want this house? Let's go find a really nice house. With some farmland. That's pretty. All right, let's do it. This one. All right. Here's the postal code you're gonna enter. Looking straight at the camera. Your home's in Alberta. Northern born, northern raised. I don't know that reference. Were you actually born in Alberta? Okay. Vote Compass. Okay. I will enter this as my postal code as well, because I'm not gonna put my postal code on stream. Here's the postal code, so let's get started. Oh, it's gonna enter it a number of times. This is gonna pop up a number of times on chat, but that's okay. Here's your link. See, you have to enter your postal code. So that's why we looked that up. So we're gonna use the postal code T0J1PO. Heh, po. TOJ 1PO. Continue. Sure, we're Battle River Crowfoot. Yep, that's correct. I don't know. I just take what people say at face value, Brett. I know you said you could be currently living in America, but you could have been born in Alberta. That's an option. Let me know in chat. Say check. Check, check, check. Just let me know if you're ready to proceed. If you don't want to do the quiz, that's a-okay. But, if you have a real postal code in Canada, feel free to use that one. I'm not streaming it. Oh, did I just close it? No, I didn't. There we go. Work stuff, Razzie, but you gotta Pokemon go to the polls. Does it involve math? No. You just gotta answer. See, down below it says, the first question is, how much should Canada spend on its military? Question mark. And the scale is much less to much more. And don't know. No math involved. I'm gonna put somewhat less. We should spend less on our military. Even these trying times. $5? What? What's $5, Brett? Brett, also, what's your profile picture, Brett? It's a hat. Question number 2. It might be randomized, so if you guys are doing the quiz, it might be randomized. I'm not sure. How much should Canada do to reduce its carbon emissions? Much more. How much should Canada spend on foreign aid? Now, this is a multifaceted question squashed into 2 dimensions. I think we should be spending more in some areas and less in others, so I guess I would say about the same now. But that's okay, Razzie. You've been working hard. You get that work done. So you can move to BC. Listen, I'll keep an eye out for jobs, okay? I'll keep an eye out for jobs. Do you wear wigs? Yes, I... When will you wear wigs? I do wear hats occasionally. I'm not joking, but I do wear toques. I do wear toques. I have one right here. That's so funny. Working immediately. I think we could get you... Listen. The job market sucks, but only if you don't know... Like, if you have somebody that can get you working somewhere, I unironically am gonna... Let's just keep that on. That's great. I'm so Canadian. Canada. Combi. Oh wait, hold on. We're on the Chrome scene. Okay, I'm wearing this now. I know, it fits over the headphones. I know. It's like, does it fit over the... It doesn't quite fit over the bottom part. But it looks actually not terrible over top of just the bar. That's so funny. Get me a cowboy hat. Yeehaw. No maple syrup dispenser? Not Canadian. Okay, next question. Who's doing the quiz with me? The federal government should fund sites where people can consume illegal drugs under medical supervision. Now, here's the thing. In BC, we have decriminalized drugs. We haven't made them legal. We've decriminalized them. However, without an apt plan of how to transition people who want to get... The purpose of decriminalization is to make it so that people aren't afraid to seek help, right? But if we don't have support systems and a method for people to get out of, you know, those situations, and then have them have an affordable life worth living. Why would somebody want to, like, go through, get help with their addictions when the alternative, like, okay, so they get clean and then they have to work 2 jobs to have a 1-bedroom apartment, right? The alternative just isn't there. And so I think that it's difficult. This flattens the question, but without proper steps after the medical supervision, this just makes the problem worse. So I actually disagree with this. At the very least, needs to say sorry. I know, it looks pretty good. It does look Canadian. So unfortunately, my answer aligns with some conservative governments, but only because we need proper funding of the after these medical supervision sites, and we have not done that. And so that just exacerbates the problem. How much should wealthier people pay in taxes? Much more. Next question. The federal government should prioritize hiring visible minority candidates over other applicants. This is like your DEI question. To which I somewhat agree with this statement. And Brett, keep in mind, you're American, this is Canadian. Our politics are very different from yours. We're trying to fight, Canadians are trying to fight to be different. And I am very much on that. I want to be different than I do not want to be American. So you are caught in the crossfire at the moment, Brett, but I strongly agree that transgender women should be able to compete in women's sports. The federal government should prevent provinces from enacting laws that restrict public sector employees from wearing religious symbols at work. So this is a multifaceted question as well. The federal government should prevent provinces. So the federal government should step in over the provincial jurisdiction, is the first part of this question, from enacting laws that restrict public sector employees. So think teachers, judges, civil servants, from wearing religious symbols at work. Now, a lot of you guys know that I'm fairly anti-religious. However, the most pertinent example of this is actually in Quebec, which is a very secular society. But how this results in the everyday life of Canadians is actually not what you would think. So, or not what was intended. It's exactly what you would think. So, most people would put it to wearing like a cross, or wearing like, you know, some sort of religious like jewelry, but a like hijab, a turban, has also been deemed as a religious symbol. And so I fully disagree with this, because I think public sector employees, despite being public sector, should be allowed to wear hijab, allowed to wear a turban, or anything that is in line with their what is deemed a religious symbol. So, I strongly disagree that the federal government should prevent. I strongly agree that the federal government should prevent provinces from enacting these laws. Which sucks, because that aligns with a more conservative government policy. But entered the Grove, congratulations. Canada should continue providing military assistance to Ukraine to aid in its conflict for Russia. Yep, we should continue. Denying harms caused by the Indian residential school system should be considered a criminal offense. So we had residential schools, horrific things happened, and denying that they caused harm should be a criminal offense. I guess it's hate speech, right? I guess I agree. It should be hate speech, which is a criminal offense. Because in Canada, we don't have a freedom of speech law in the same way the Americans do. People who break the law should be given harsher sentences. No. That's a stupid question. Harsher sentences than what? This is that's a terrible asking question. How much say should the federal government have over how our provinces conduct their affairs? About the same as now. Oh yeah, they don't have, like, they have a law in theory, not in practice. I assume, yeah, I just don't like how that was structured. Like, it's not up, another thing with that previous question, if we go back. People who break the law should be given harsher sentences. It's not up to the federal government to, like, truly, like, it's a court, the federal government, it's the courts instituting sentencing. And I'm much more, it depends on the crime. Like, you know, I feel like, you know, like, white-collar financial crimes should absolutely have harsher sentences, but interpersonal, like, individual entities, the focus should be on rehabilitation, not harsher sentences, but I'll go with the somewhat disagree. How much say should the federal government have over provinces conduct their affairs? I think, honestly, temporarily, I think that Canada addressing the US tariffs and addressing the current state of the world, I am temporarily for the federal government having a little bit more power than normal to have the provinces act in line together. Basically to get Alberta in line, because Danielle Smith, the premier, the province of Alberta, is kind of going rogue a little bit. So I'm going to say somewhat more. The federal budget deficit should be reduced, even if it leads to fewer public services. Disagree. Quebec should become an independent state. I can't claim to be well-versed in my knowledge of Quebec issues. I do apologize. I don't think Quebec should become an independent state. Obviously, strongly disagree. How much federal funding should universities receive? About the same as now. I don't think that that's necessarily an issue at the moment. Predominant issue. How much money should out-of-work Canadians receive in employment insurance? Somewhat more. I think we're about to hit some tough times, and a lot of people are about to be out of jobs. Canadians should be taxed on the carbon they emit when using fossil fuels. Am I, like, the only person that's, like, the carbon tax? Like, I feel like that should be a non-issue. I agree, somewhat agree that Canadians and corporations should be taxed on the carbon they emit when using fossil fuels. Brett, so we don't have this freedom of speech in the same way that America supposedly does. I mean, right now, you can get, even if you're an American citizen, you can get detained and deported without due process. So where, just because of what you're speaking out against. So in theory, not in practice. I'm sorry, I'm yapping, I'm going slow. We're still allowed to vote. Brett, you're just not allowed to infringe on someone else's rights with your freedom of speech. So in Canada, it's not like I'm speaking pretty freely, but I'm not allowed to use my speech to infringe on someone else's rights. That's essentially the difference. The federal government should provide the funding necessary to offer daycare that costs parents no more than $10 a day. $10 a day daycare hasn't been out for that long, but has been a massive success. And Pierre Poilievre, that's the leader of our Conservative Party, cannot even deny the success that this program has had. It should absolutely provide the funding necessary. Canada should impose tariffs on American imports in response to the US tariffs on Canadian exports. I agree. How many immigrants should Canada admit? I honestly think we should admit some, like, more than... I think we should listen, we should be opportunistic, and we should be poaching teachers, doctors, and the like, the people who want to leave the US. Those are immigrants too. We should be trying to get them to come here, because we do have room. We need more doctors. Somewhat more. Those who only speak English and French should be considered for top jobs in federal government. I actually disagree. This is, unfortunately, a conservative opinion. I think it should be allowed that they only speak French or they only speak English. The federal government should cover the cost of prescription drugs. Absolutely. The federal government should permit the construction of more oil pipelines. Disagree. We should be working on clean energy. How much say should Indigenous people have over Canada's natural resources? Somewhat more. Absolutely. How accessible should abortion services be across Canada? Much more. How much of a role should the private sector have in healthcare? Much less. Canada's laws against hate speech place... See, this is what we were talking about, Brett. Canada's laws against hate speech place too many limits on the freedom of expression. I disagree. Canada's laws do not place too much limit on freedom of expression. The prescription of puberty blockers should be banned for adolescents. I disagree. Canada should end its ties to the monarchy. This is the first one where I'm neutral. I really don't care one way or another. What's clean energy, Brett? So we're talking about like solar power. We have a lot of capability for solar and wind power, wave power. So basically putting energy generation and harvest, basically using tides to harvest the energy. I'm actually... So in British Columbia, there was a project called the Site C Dam, and it was a massively, it was an environmental, it was a very huge contentious issue for the environment, but I actually think that we should be looking at doing projects of those sorts to be able to generate more cleaner energy than oil, right? The alternative is oil versus we could have dams. Hydropower. What do you know about hydropower? I'm thinking hydro cannon. We're gonna use Pokemon that know the move hydro cannon to generate energy. But yeah, essentially wind, water, and sun power. I'm gonna say neutral. I really don't care about the monarchy one way or another. There should be fewer people employed by the federal government. No. There should be as many as necessary. I'm finding it difficult to cope financially on my current income. Yep. Okay, so if you're not in Canada, you don't know who these people are. You could just say don't know. I don't, okay, I'm gonna give him a 2 for trustworthy. Aqua Lady, drinking water. Elon Pilon says we're gonna use Pokemon to fuel America. We're gonna take all of the Laprases and throw them into the ocean. Okay, how trustworthy? This guy's the PPC. I'm gonna put him at a 2. Here's the thing, okay, trustworthy. I don't trust him. I trust him to be honest about his word. I don't agree with him, but he's more trustworthy than Pierre because he's... Does that make sense? Do you know what I'm saying? I fundamentally disagree with this man. But he's more trustworthy than Pierre because he doesn't flip-flop as much as Pierre. Does that make sense? So I'm gonna give him a 2. Pierre is getting a 0. I'm gonna give Mark Carney... give him a 7. Where's Canada? Brett, where your hat? You know where we are. Brett, come on, I'm giving him a 7. How trusty is Jagmeet? I don't like his policy. I don't like how he's handled the NDP, but I do view him as trustworthy. Who is that? Oh, okay. Oh, it's in all caps. So the Green Party, they're doing this thing where they're co-leading. So Elizabeth May is the leader of the Green Party. And they're co-leading, whatever that means. I don't know this man. I don't know anything about Jonathan Pednall. I give her a 5 for trustworthiness. I'm just going on my instinct. Competency. He lost his riding. 0 for Pierre. Ah! I feel like I'm being influenced. We don't know how competent he is as a leader, but we know he was competent to handle the 2008 financial crisis. Give him a 5. So this is the question. I find Jagmeet trustworthy, but not very competent in this last election. Your freezer? Nah, we're a little bit bigger than that. Our land mass is bigger than yours. Our land mass is bigger than yours, Brett. I was not happy. I'm not happy with how the NDP have lost their vision and their focus under his direction, and that I do not view that as competent. I don't know this man. Elizabeth, like, our landmass is bigger than yours. Elizabeth May, you've done not very much. Like, listen, she get.
I just
Rob!
want to say, I'm part of the LGBTQ community, and this is my best friend, Valentina. She's an ally. Talk, Valentina.
Ally.
Robert, clever pig. I'm a spaceman.
Hey, Rob, get out of here.
Get out of here. Rob, did I post in the...
I may be a hater and a gatekeeper,
What's happening?
but
Dahlia!
I'm also God's favorite princess and the most interesting girl in the world.
Will Alberta become independent or the 51st state? Alberta will not be allowed to. Unfortunately, it is a legal precedent in that Quebec was voting to leave, and they were the legal precedent is that they are not allowed to leave in that capacity. Rob, shut up. Rob, you're not allowed to like this. Do you like this, though? Rob, we're talking about Canadian politics. If you want to find out who you'd vote for in the Canadian election, you can check out the pinned comment. It is pinned. It's no longer pinned. Hold on. Hold on. It's gone. Let me just pin it for you. We put Quebec on a child leash. We did. If you want to find out who you should vote for who aligns with your political values in this upcoming election, Canadian election, we're going to be streaming the election coverage April 28th. Rob, how is Helldivers? Helldivers 2? What was the first Helldivers? Welcome in to Violet. Dahlia, welcome back. I'm a spaceman, and Rob. I figured I needed to represent Canada. And unironically, I'm like, wait, does this kind of eat? Dahlia, do you think this is eating? Oh yeah, an election was called, yes. So, Mark Carney, what can you report back to us about Mark Carney? Because he was the Bank of England's banker. No crumbs? It's eating? Okay, I'm like, yeah, I feel like this gives off Canada vibes, right? I'm like, wait a minute. It actually fits over my headset. But yes, an election has been called, and it's honestly very cute. Thank you, Rob. Thank you, Robert. There's something that I need to show you that feels illegal. I'm just gonna post it in my Discord. Wait, Dahlia, did you post in general? Oh no, it was Slim. I'm sorry to everybody who I have not responded to. I know, the shawl. I know, it's like, I feel cute. I feel cute. I feel cute. I feel like, am I an ice type Pokemon trainer? Okay, Rob, this is specifically for you. Let me keep the music paused. I guess I'll just do a Discord capture. Memorable for, he's kind of boring. That's honestly the TLDR. He's like kind of boring, and the thing is, he navigated us through the 2008 financial crisis. So I'm like, unironically, I'm actually kind of ready to vote for him. But what if America helps Alberta to leave Quebec control? Brett, that's not how it works. I mean, sure, you could invade militarily and invoke NATO. I guess that's an option. But then they'll just send Rob over, and Rob will handle every single American. We've got, by the way, welcome in, Rob. We've got this person named Brett. We're entertaining them. They're asking questions. I think we're educating. Maybe, potentially. They're learning. Let me get, oh, not display capture. I need to, Robert, window capture. Window capture. Discord. Okay, just ignore this. Okay. Rob, this is for you. Hold on. Fine, I'll show it on YouTube as well. I'm covering up my face. Here you go.
Fucking plan vacances samedi, c'est pas possible ça. L'opportunity c'est fucking énorme, mais on commence aujourd'hui à zéro. On va créer l'énergie, l'état d'esprit, le sacrifice, toutes les choses on aimerait faire.
It's illegal.
Tu peux pas juste arriver samedi et oh, mais je pense que ça va être comme ça. On a tellement de choses à faire.
Fucking énorme.
Je dis bravo pour l'état d'esprit, pour volonté, pour envie, pour un groupe soudé. Mais il est où le rugby? J'ai pas vu.
J'ai pas vu.
Fucking content. Moi, je suis pas content. J'aimerais gagner le bouclier.
Yeah, we need to perform an exorcism on this man. He's not doing an exorcism. We need to do an exorcism on this man.
Pas grand chose dans le monde le bouclier. J'entraîne la meilleure équipe dans le monde. Fucking monte-moi.
Fucking.
Let's entraîne.
Listen, I saw this and I'm like, that is the funniest thing I've ever seen. Is someone with an Irish accent speaking French. You know what, too? What was he saying? Okay, so, well, I don't know what he was saying. I know he's speaking French, but I feel like it needs to go through a couple different filters of translation before we get to what he was actually saying. What was that? Yeah, French with an Irish accent goes freaking crazy. Anyways, oh, by the way, wait, does anybody have the postal code that we entered? Because, wait, go back. Okay. The pinned comment, you need to enter a postal code. We came up with one. This is a postal code that you can enter if you want to, complete the poll that is up at the moment. I am finishing up my poll. I think I'm on my last question. And I'm worried that, listen, I unfortunately have some lingering conservative beliefs, but it only comes because our policy is not left enough to be able to support, listen, it's all or nothing, okay? It's all or nothing. And my big problem with decriminalizing drugs is you need to have step 1, decriminalization, step 2, 3, you need to have the plan of like what happens step 4, step 5, all that kind of stuff. I'm not saying I have the plan, but basically our government, provincially and federally, has decriminalized marijuana, which is fine. But provincially, we've decriminalized a lot of drugs, but we don't have step 3, 4, 5, 6, right? And so I think it's better to not have safe injection sites without having all of the steps afterwards. Well, yes, Brett, but you don't have a postal code. You have a zip code. You live in America. Anyway, so unfortunately I'm scared because I'm like, I have answered a couple of these questions kind of conservatively. But we'll see. How competent do you find Elizabeth May? I'll give her a 4. I don't find a lot of our politicians very competent. I think I can skip this. You can skip all of this information. Yes, our province has decriminalized. It has decriminalized drugs. Because the point of decriminalization is to make it so that people aren't afraid to seek help. And people can seek help, but here's the problem, right? What is the alternative? Is that somebody has to work 2 full-time jobs to afford a 1-bedroom apartment? Like, the alternative, like, the progression doesn't make sense. You may or may not have an opinion on Elizabeth May. When can you move in? Well, I'm trying to get Razzie to move to BC. So are we just gonna make a streamer house? Rob, you have to have Rob, you have to have 150 followers to be able to move into the streamer house. I'm sorry, you don't qualify for the streamer house. Everyone go follow Rob. Listen, take this opportunity. Go follow Rob so he can go move into the streamer house. I don't make the rules. I mean, I do, but I can't change them. Go follow Rob so that way he can move into the streamer house. Okay, I'm gonna skip all this information so that way I don't dox myself. I'm actually scared to look at these results. Who has the results? Froggy said they have the results. Is there anybody else who has results? Honestly, I mean, I'm gonna be voting strategically in this upcoming election. But where's BC? The West Coast. Yeah, Brett, that's okay. That's okay. We're the very West Coast. We're like north of like if you think of where California is, we're somewhere between California and Alaska. How's that? I'm a spaceman. All good. I think that's a pretty good description. We're gonna skip this. All right. Uh-oh. Loading results. Okay. All right. I'm at least in the top box. Okay. 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 I can handle that. I think I get docked my progressive marks when it comes to my stance on drugs. Is this working? Yes, I believe that works. Yeah. So I got my result. I'm most aligned with the Green Party. That's a surprise. I thought I was gonna be a little bit more in the center, but my struggle is the wishy-washy approach on criminalization. You need to either fully adopt it or fully not, and we've only gone half measures. I'm most aligned with. I'm 79% in agreement with the Green, 74% NDP, 63% Liberal, 35% Conservative Party, 10%. I'm where? What is the 10% agreement of the People's Party? Slim. The Green Party it is socially progressive, but sometimes like they get into like they sometimes get kind of weird. You should be more normal. That I am who I am, Brett. I enjoy the person. Listen, I can wake up and look in the mirror every day and be happy with who I am as a person. And I might have ADHD, but I don't have the comorbidity. I don't have depression. So I think I'm on...
According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal.
What I'm saying is, I don't need to change myself. I'm happy with who I am. It focuses on the environmental, and sometimes with their focus on the environmental, they can kind of like swing like on certain issues. It like gets them like all of a sudden, like on very specific issues, they swing all the way over to the right economically. It's kind of wild. I know, my 30th, like I think it comes with this, okay, so the drug stance, but also my stance about the federal government should interfere about the rights and religious freedom. So there was one question that before Rob rated in. So one of the questions was essentially, should the federal government interfere with provincial like politics, with provincial, when provinces are instituting a law that prohibits prohibits government workers from wearing religious symbols. So the question was, should the government interfere with provinces and prevent laws that allow for public service sector workers wearing religious symbols. Now, this is if you're not Canadian, you don't the context of that question is Quebec passed a law that said public sector workers, teachers, doctors, like judges, public sector workers were not allowed to wear religious symbols. Now you're thinking, Jen, that sounds right up your alley. It's not. What that resulted in was the Quebec government going after public service workers who wore hijabs, who wore turbans, who wore anything of that sort. And so I would rather a federal judge being allowed to wear a cross if that means that the people who wear other religious garments are allowed to wear their garments. I think doctors, teachers, and the like should be allowed to wear hijabs. So the problem is the Conservative Party aligns with that the federal government should step in. The only reason why the Conservative government endorses that is because they want Christianity in the government. But I'm aligned with it for opposite reasons. But yeah, they can be radical about a few things. Yeah, the Green Party is like environment above all else. Whether it be environment over social or over sound economic policy. And the Green Party is not a contender. Like, nobody... Like, voting for the Green Party, if you're not in Elizabeth May's riding, or that one riding in Ontario, it doesn't matter. Oh, I never said about my stream. I was playing with a couple of my IRL friends, and we got annihilated when I ended stream with about tariffs. Rob, am I rubbing off on you? What is this political discussion? Alright, what is this button? View this graph in 3D. Oh, hell yeah. Oh man, I am... Look at that. That's cool. Identity, regionalist versus centralist. Social progressive versus conservative. Economic, left and right, social, progressive, conservative. That's cool. 3D, that's pretty cool. I'm unfortunately pretty... Wait, can I go up and down? Only dream. Rob, oh my god, that's crazy. If you vote green, you might as well not vote. Exactly. It depends on the ridings. So there you go. I mean, I did study finance. I feel like tariffs... Rob's a finance bro. One thing you can actually talk about. A boot. Anyways, feel free to share your... I'm a little bit disappointed. But feel free to share your political compass. I'm gonna take a screenshot. And I'll post it in the Discord. You need separate provinces and states' rights, constitution. So actually, Brett, this is an interesting discussion. Is the United States always focuses on states' rights. So in Canada, we have provinces and territories. They're two different things. But our provinces actually have substantial amount of influence. Like, when everyone complains about housing, that's how you know that the housing crisis isn't necessarily a partisan issue. Is housing is predominantly a provincial mandate. And so, since houses are super costly across the board, it doesn't matter. Provincial province like Alberta, which is very, very conservative, has a housing crisis. You know, like Ontario and BC traditionally fairly... Although, actually, Ontario has had Doug Ford for almost, 8 years? So, in Ontario, you've had a very conservative government. Like a economically conservative government housing crisis. And versus in BC, we've had a left of center party, and we have a housing crisis. So that shows that it's not necessarily an issue due to current it's not like the Liberal Party has caused the housing crisis, if that makes sense. You'll show me. Okay, I'm gonna post it in the Discord. I'll post it in the general chat with a link. I'm a little bit disappointed. But then again, these questions are very flat. So... Hold on, my computer's just crying. Also, how is... The frames have stabilized, hey? whatever I did fixed my, not the housing crisis, it fixed the bitrate crisis. I'll post it in the Discord. Let me go back to Vote Compass. How do I go back to the beginning? I'm drunk in the back of the car, and I cried like a baby coming home from the bar. I'm fine, but it wasn't true. I don't want to keep secrets just to keep you. Oh, there you go, Rob! NDP, let's go! Here's the thing. Is at the end, when the favorability of leaders, you're like, who is this person? I don't even know. A white man? Not favorable. Rob! No, Rob out oh, Rob, I can't handle this. Rob out frickin' Robert Clever Pig. Robert way out leftist me. You out leftist me. I'm gonna say it's because you don't know about the intricacies of those questions. Not because of my short failings. Rob, you really? You left maxed. You leftist maxed, Rob. Rob is left maxing right now. Provorities. Oh, the provorities. I'm trying to fix the housing crisis. Well, Umbrio, you can fix the housing crisis by inviting all of us to stay in your 2-bedroom home. A rare, shiny, left socialist finance bro. I think it's because you're a finance bro that didn't grow up in America. I know! Rob's up in the corner. Damn it. Damn it. I gotta work on it. I think I need to do some learning about my stance on drugs. But that being said, like, it is rough. Froggy, like, when you go downtown to the rougher areas, it has gotten substantially worse recently. Oh no, Brett! Brett, you're in enemy lines. You're in enemy territory. Brett, this is not the space for you. Trump is an egotistical maniac that wants his ego stroked. And he gets off by bullying everyone else. He's not fixing anything. Yikes. Here's the thing, Brett, is you get stuck in your media. Here's the thing, you get stuck in your media bubble. The outside world and how they view what's going on right now, I don't think you have quite the... You don't have the sources. You don't experience the sources of what they're discussing. He did just... Yeah, so, Brett, your iPhone... Did you know that an American iPhone's gonna cost like $3,500 now? Because of the tariffs? Because the problem is, America is a very... Like, it's undoubtedly a very wealthy nation. That's the reason why America imports so much. They don't make it in America because there's a lot of consumer and business spending in America. Maybe Rob can correct me, the true finance bro. But the thing is, like, there's a shoe business that I follow on TikTok. She makes these shoes that you can change the component of the heel. It's very, very cool. It's like injection-based molding. The capability, like, it would take 10 years for America to be able to build the supply systems to make the shoes in America. So instead of an American-owned business producing in America, they're just gonna go under. Instead of importing from China or from Taiwan. But, Brett, that problem is they're not going to move the production to the US. The alternative is they're just gonna go under. and you're gonna lose all those jobs. This shoe company that I've followed for 2 years on TikTok, it's like a independently owned business. She employs like 10 people. You know, it's a very small business. But she's talking about, she's like, we just stop. Like, I'm not bringing it is incapable in the next 10 years to be made in the United States. So we are just going to sell off our existing inventory and shut down. And she's an American-owned business. And it is 98% owned, investor-owned by American business. Brett, AI can't make shoes. Are you AI, Brett? Are you AI? AI can't make these shoes. It's called injection molding. A car manufacturer in Ontario are temporarily shut down. And what's interesting about the car manufacturing is, like, China has superior car models, but we put 100% tariffs on Chinese-made cars because we're trying to protect the American car industry. But if we decide, hey, you know what? If we're not going to protect the American car industry and import these Chinese-made cars, it just crashes. I know, AI is crazy, absolutely. AI is not gonna save. Maybe if you honestly replace Trump with AI. Do you think that that's what it is? Is Trump is just the talking piece and they're just trying to, this is like the first AI president? Oh my god. So Trump is delusional and so they have an AI president and the AI is just like, let's put tariffs on everything. I know, Volbard Tig. I'm using this more as like I don't think I'm gonna get through to anybody, but only if it's not modeled on him.
Elon Pilon, we're throwing all of the Tesla.
Oh my god. But Brett, what's gonna happen is it's gonna be a bunch of small, independent, American-owned businesses. They're not gonna bring home manufacturing. I'm not talking about Apple or Google. I'm not talking about, those are corporations. I want to talk about like the small, independent, like 1 to maybe like 50 employee-based businesses. There's ample examples. Not just in the shoe industry, like mine is like, you know, pretty shoes that people are buying, right? And then they export those shoes, they sell those shoes worldwide. Instead of making it in America, they're just shutting down. And that's all of the revenue, businesses, that's all the business, that's all of the, you know, jobs. Yeah, it is a breakup. It does feel like we're breaking up with the US. We're being we're going from a monogamous relationship with the United States, and we're exploring polyamory with our markets. Canada is exploring polyamorous markets. But to be fair, what I was talking about with these, like Chinese car manufacturing, like a lot of countries have like 100% tariffs on Chinese cars to make it not profitable to import these cars. But if there was no tariffs on these Chinese-made cars, like Ford, Tesla, like they're going under immediately. My friend who runs a tea business is in huge panic mode because there's no way to source what she needs within the US. And it's just like, it's not even that like the tea business itself, like you could say, oh, grow the tea leaves or whatever. Some tea can't be grown in the United States. And so like it could take the plant 3 to 5 years to mature. Yeah, an article, Americans are having to restrict spending on fresh fruit. Yes. Brett, I'm giving you a case study of one business. Let me get the shoe company. You can look into them if you want. But I'm giving you a concrete example of an American-owned business. Business Insider. Hey, listen, I'll pick up the slack. I will import avocados from Mexico. I will keep the Mexican economy standing. The avocados can pass over the US and come into Canada. I know, Brett, hold on. I got a little test for you, Brett. I got a little test for you. Just saying, Brett, that everyone outside the US can see Trump's ruining America and causing havoc. I was like, were you trying to say garroting? No, Brett, I don't care about America more than my own country. If that makes sense. I liked when our countries worked together, but it's very clear that the direction you guys are going and the direction we are going is a different direction. And so I care about my friends and family in the United States, but not as a whole. I do not care about America more than my own country. But what you guys are doing in America is impacting the rest of the world. Gavrot? I was like, are you trying to get to Garot? Wait, what about cocaine? Trump does it? I thought he was more into, like, you know, ketamine. Like the horse tranquilizer. Breaking news, Mexican economy held up by breaking news! Mexican economy held up by single Canadian woman who bought all of their avocado stock. In other news, terrible avocado shortage in Mexico. The Mexican avocado famine of 2025. In honor of Ronan O'Gara and French Duolingo. Honestly, that video, like, I saw it. I saved it like 2 or 3 days ago, and I'm like, I need to send this. I need to send this to Rob, and then I totally forgot. I know, Brett is wildin'. I know, gotta tear up the penguins. Listen, this is... I want to have these conversations because on a systemic level, you can't change the system without, like, dismantling it, right? But I have spent so much time on my daily walks outside reflecting on how I came from having a very traditional upbringing to the transition to, you know, I'm constantly on a learning journey. I think I need to do a little bit more learning about substances and stuff like that. Not me taking substances, but learning about like psychology and like how do people actually get out of addictions and stuff like that. But from my own perspective of like the reason, how did I go from having like very conservative upbringing to being open-minded and learning? And that happens on a very individual level. And some people are equipped to do this and some people are not, and that's a-okay. It's on an individual basis. But truly, I think the number one pivotal thing for somebody to be able to be open-minded to whatever issue you want to talk about. In the United States, they're still debating, like, you know, gay marriage and abortion and stuff like that. But if you use that as an example, one of the main things that I think is pivotal is having proximity to someone who thinks other than you. And unfortunately, I think... Brett! I live in the wilderness? I can't go outside because I don't want to dox myself. But I have a bus stop 5 minutes from my house. Public transit is real. Not that I'm saying that I can influence Brett here, but I think that on a level of influencing trying to get people out of this conservative, like, hunker down bubble ideology is proximity to otherness. Proximity to what people will perceive as otherness. And unfortunately, in our, like, hyper-capitalistic outlook, like, thinking of it like morals of Amazon Prime, we want people to Amazon Prime their morals, to change their morals overnight. And, I mean, I wish it was the case that we could do that, but for most people, it takes slow, methodical, step-by-step learning to get out of a certain way of thinking. And so I just hope that I can be proximity, I can be a point of otherness for other people to experience. Does that make sense? So I'm not necessarily humoring, I don't realize, maybe I'm one point of otherness for Brett here. But for anyone who comes across a stream, or whatever, that's what I'm hoping. Anyways, so that's kind of why I don't initially, you know, I don't know. I live in the boonies. Slim! How did you become one of those darn tootin' left? Brett!
You can stand under my umbrella. You can stand under my umbrella.
I don't have the patience, and that's what I'm saying, it's an individual basis. Does that make sense? This makes sense. Thank you, Alright, you guys, we have an hour to play Baldur's Gate 3. Brett, we're gonna be moving on to Baldur's Gate 3. If you want to join us in that Baldur's Gate 3 discussion, you go right on ahead. But join us, rednecks? No, I was one. And then there's a TikTok trend that's like, oh my god, I could also do it. POV me and during a marriage and after divorce. POV me as a conservative versus me now. I look, oh my god. Do we just yap the whole time? We could play Baldur's Gate, we could yap. You guys, update. Update. Remember how my sister wanted me to dye my hair? There's a new update of what my sister's asking. I wasn't fully redneck, but I was like halfway. Like, I can line dance. Like, when I heard The Giver by Chapel Roan, I'm like, this would go so fucking hard as a line dance. I'm not going back, Brett. We're not regressing. Okay. My sister wanted me to dye my hair a natural color for her wedding. I'm gonna get it a toner, so I'm gonna be blonde. Honestly, like, I'm actually kind of digging this color of a blonde. I'm not a huge fan of my roots, you know? But, okay. When the second gen, yes. A second gen has hit the Frosty. Here's the thing. Okay, so my sister said I have to change my hair color to be a natural hair color for her wedding. It is kind of strawberry blonde. My sister asked me for when we get our makeup done if I would have my makeup done to make me look older. She, like, it was half joking. She was just like, can we do your makeup to make you look older? I know! I know. Okay, I was, like, waiting for... I'm like, there was no reaction. I'm like, okay, maybe I am the asshole. Am I the asshole? Maybe I am the asshole. And then all of your guys' chat messages just came in. Because, here's the thing. My sister is 4 years younger than me. But I now look younger than her because of my skincare and my liberal ideals. I know. I was just like, oh my god, that's insane. Like, how do you do makeup to look older? It's, oh my god, Panic! We talked about these discussions before, Panic. Come up with a better joke. Tell me I'm like the human equivalent of Dory. Like, make a sandwich is such an old joke. We just got here, what are we raging about? Cave, my sister was half joking, was like, can we do your makeup to make you look older? She's my big little sister, because she's like a little bit taller. Not a little bit. I think she's like 5'6". And I'm like 6 foot tall. I'm so tall. It's all the aborted babies, yes, and the liberal transgenders that make me look so young. You know what? Today's not the day. But I've talked about my friendship group from like my church days, my youth group days imploding. And there was like emails sent and like letters written from a couple different people, and in this, so on the topic of that, I wanted to read these letters to chat, but I haven't had the gall, the gumption to do it yet. But it, on relation of jealousy and abortion. Panic, go sandwich these nuts in your mouth. Thank you, Embryo. Thank you, Embryo. Little twit, yeah. So my sister, she wanted me to dye my hair a natural color. I'll probably be sticking around this color, maybe just like without the roots. Wait, did somebody say something about my roots earlier? Hold on. I like dark roots and light dyed hair. It looks cool. Thank you, Kinda Sane. I appreciate that. I only put the toque on to indicate that I'm Canadian. I feel like it. I think I honestly, I think this kind of eats. Not gonna lie. The toque over the headset is actually kind of hilarious. So I think I'm actually gonna. Is this gonna be my go-to look now? I'm not sure. But yeah, my sister wanted me to dye my hair, and now wants me to get older makeup. We'll see how that goes. Okay, for those of you who have been, has anybody in chat been in a wedding party before? Yes or no? I'm trying to scope out what's normal, because I've only been in a couple wedding parties, but they've all, yes, okay, yes. So here's the thing, like, what, Fairy Wren, several, yes, okay. I don't know. To be honest, YouTube, I'm ready to shut it off. I'm not gonna lie. You don't see Brett's message? Right there. Right there. Oh, you mean in which live stream? Brett is in the vertical live stream at the moment. Okay, so the reason why I asked if you've been in a wedding party is it normal to pay for your hair and makeup as a bridesmaid? First question. Because, like, I'm paying for my hair and makeup, you know, paid for my bridesmaid's dress. I'm like, it's fine, but I'm not gonna pay to dye my hair. Your brothers. So, Umbrio, did you pay for your hair and makeup? Okay, you guys rent suits for wedding, right? Do you pay for your suit rental? Do you pay for your suit rental for the wedding? Yes, with me! But I am thinking about shutting off YouTube chat, because it's getting a bit much. No idea you're talking to yourself. You're hanging out in the vertical chat. So what Razzie was talking about is I have 2 streams live at any given time. This one is for discoverability. This one is to save my VOD. It's just the history of it. So this one is just the horizontal. You can see the preview. There's the horizontal. And this one's the vertical. Pull the plug. We don't need YouTube. But I need the $5 to pay for my Mega Ordinor. My Mega Odino for Pokemon Go. That depends. Hair and makeup was gifted to us from the bride's parents. Okay. Depends on how parents are involved and how much the couple have available. My guy, makeup was the suit and tie stuff. Renting is optional. One party we all bought, and the part paid your part. Okay. Because we also have like the Bachelorette coming up, and it's like obviously we all pay our part in the Bachelorette. So I'm like, I I'm like, what is normal, like, for weddings these days? Is there, like, a split? Critical miss on Shard. Oh, she's missing... Are you fighting the, brains? 50% towards each suit by rejected the 50%. Got you. See, I know most of the suits for a lot of the weddings are 50% paid. Brett, I've said a number of times that that Twitch is my favorite child. Twitch is absolutely my favorite child. The problem with renting suits is getting it fitted. All depends on the couple expected budget. I say more people having less money. It's common for you to buy your own. That's true. Yeah. My experience was in most of the other weddings that I've been in is like half paid. I'm thinking, I'm like, what if I did my own makeup for my, like, I show up to the morning of the wedding and I just do my own makeup. Like, I feel like something like this, let me pull my bangs out of the way. Like, this is completely, like, this is pretty natural. This would be fine for a wedding, right? I mean, maybe just a little bit less highlighter, because I mean, I have to over-highlight for it to show on stream. But I feel like this would be a fine makeup look. So, if she wants me to do older makeup, I just show up with my makeup done. I gotta post the am I the asshole? Froggy, I'm not trying to be an absolute bitch, but the hair stuff rubbed me the wrong way. And so I'm staying blonde. Because my sister... Yeah. I'm staying blonde. Because it's a natural hair color. Seeing maybe how would fit schedule-wise. Might have issues with it and timing. Oh no, this takes me like 20 minutes. I'd get up 20 minutes early. You know that would be hard for me. But... Am I the asshole for deconstructing my religious values and looking 10 years younger for it? She could do it too. She could do it too. Anyone asking to get makeup that ages them is a bitchy request, yeah. Well, and the thing is, I don't want to spend money. Like, makeup for a wedding is like $100. I'm like, I'm really good at makeup. I don't need it done. Smosh? Yummy. It's yummy. It's 8 p.m. You know where your pussy is? Yummy. Smosh what? Oh, put it on the Smosh. Oh my god, I feel like I need one more anecdotal piece of evidence. So I have the hair, I have the makeup. I need something to happen about the Bachelorette. And then I can submit Am I the Asshole? Do you know where your pussy is? I'm always watching Wazowski. If someone asked me to do it, I'd slap them right then and there. Like, asked you to do makeup? Umbrio? But I'm like, even prior comments aside about aging makeup, the other thing is that I'm like, I don't want to pay for makeup when I can do my own makeup perfectly well. Oh, makeup that ages you. I can do my own makeup perfectly well. I want to save $100. Umbrio is so against makeup, he'd slap someone. He'd slap a bitch. Sorry, I would delete that message from Stream Elements. I don't appreciate your support, Robert. I don't appreciate it. I still can't get over that Rob is more left than me. I don't like it. I'm gonna unpin the vote compass. Alright, what do you think, chat? We've got 45 minutes. Do we do a little bit of Baldur's Gate? I've been camping out in the Baldur's Gate category. Do we do it? But Jen, the opportunity is fucking enormous. Oh. Wait, Rob had an owl stalker? Rob's gone woke. Unfortunately, Rob's more woke than I am. I don't know how to handle. All about natural looks. Well, this is 20 minutes of makeup, so.
If this world were mine.
Hey, Roman numeral 7, babe, drop it. If this world was mine, I'd take your dreams and if this world was mine, I'd take.
Let's go, Rezzy! Thank you for the 15 bits. Oh my god. I know. So, Fairy Rant. The only one that's better, in my opinion, is the Pen Pineapple Apple Pen. It's my favorite. Thanks, guys! You like it? You like it? Thank you, guys. Thank you for the yes. Thank you for the discos. I think I like it. Umbrio, this is Oh, you mean like the letters? Like as a flash? Like an animated You're right. I think I do need that.
Stand under my umbrella. Stand under my
One does not simply skip Tom Holland's umbrella. Amazing. Love the brain rot. Umbrio, thank you for the 15 bits of the Uiaz version, and then with the Gangnam Style. Any epileptics? I'm sorry. I just like the rave. I like the rave emote. Yeah, the letters spelt out. Actually, did you know it's against TOS to have individual letters? So if you have individual lettered emotes, those are against TOS technically. But if you have like a group of letters or like a word, it'll work. So if I had as a letter, I think I said Umbrio. Yeah, Umbrio said I need a emote, right? No, I mean some people get it past the moderation. So there are some emotes that are single letters. But technically it's against TOS, but some people get it past. I typed in a random chat. What do you mean? Where? It was meant for this chat. I typed it. What stream did you type in, Razzie? Like, how did you end up? You're like, oops, I didn't mean to do that here. Razzie, where did you type it? Yeah, because you can arrange the letters to spell out words that you can't moderate. Exactly. But some people get their single letter emotes past the TOS for sure. I thanked Razzie's bits. Oh, Razzie, thank you for your bits, and thank you for absolutely. Okay, but what did you type in another streamer's chat, Razzie? Like the keyboard F exists, but that's a global Twitch emote, is it not? Also, there's BTTV emotes which don't have the same and like franker face or whatever. So that's the thing that gets confusing. You said thank you, Umbrio, and around. Did they call you out? Did they call you out? Did you call attention to it? Or did they just like skip over it? If you do that in my chat, I'm pinning the message. I'm just gonna say it right now. Although I probably wouldn't realize it was out of order. Another viewer called you out. Your lore, Umbrio, you're getting spread across the internet. Ayo. What's that like what did Matthew Mercer say? Spread your legs. Razzie, please don't die. We have to be roommates. Right? I probably, Razzie, if you randomly did that here, I probably wouldn't be any the wiser. Umbrio's spreading his legs across Twitch. Hey, yo, Umbrio can spread anywhere, anytime, you know what I mean? Dang, this chat kind of fruity, I'm not gonna lie. How did that happen? How did we get a bunch? Oh my god. Is that why the United States wants to stop importing fruits? Got it. We'll import all the fruity people. Chat gone woke. We'll import all the fruits from America. No tariffs on fruity Americans. 15, actually, Rob, what's the opposite of a tariff? Is there such thing as an opposite of what is the opposite of a tariff? Rob, you can have fruits. You're more woke than I am. Is there such thing as an opposite of a tariff? Export subsidies. A rebate. We have rebates. We will rebate any free Americans coming to Canada. Bans food items that make him think of outdated slurs. No dates. None of these. You can't have cucumbers or tomatoes. They're trans fruit. No tomatoes, no cucumbers or vegetables. Export subs and doms only if they're fruity. Minecraft movie. I still got time. I don't know your gum. Ayo, master rebaters. Hey, we master rebate fruity Americans. Any fruity Americans will master rebate you. I know. So, Rob, I've been down a rabbit hole of VeggieTales because apparently they were not allowed to depict Jesus as a vegetable. And then the creators of VeggieTales are acutely aware that tomatoes and cucumbers are fruits, not vegetables. And they do not comment on the nature of, like, our Bob and Larry. Because theoretically, listen, VeggieTales, okay? VeggieTales. The only good... Well, actually, that's not the only good Christian content out there. There is Prince of Egypt, My Gay Awakening. But that the leader, the headlining vegetables of VeggieTales are fruit. Gay fruit. Come on. Okay, Bob and Larry? Come on, that's a gay couple right there. Cucumbers are the most religious fruit, you know, yeah. I feel like you wouldn't really appreciate this, Jen. I was in court once, don't ask, and there was a male minor. Bates? Oh, man. Rob, was this a scenario that you've just created in your head, or did this actually happen? Funny thing, on one of my bank cards, even now, they keep sending it as Master, not Mister. You can change your first name. Mm-hmm. Master. Oh my god. Did the courtroom... did this really happen, Rob? Chat, is this real? What are you talking about? Anyways, VeggieTales. I don't know what the fuck this is. Back in my day, VeggieTales looked like this. I was 16. Oh my god, Rob, how did you not laugh? You were 16. That's like the peak time for that humor. How did you hold it back? If I learned anything, the goat Vic Michaelis is that vegetables don't exist. Did she do, what's it called? I haven't been able to see all of Dropout. I just don't have time. It's like a full-time job to watch it. New Game Changer season coming soon. It's the presentation show, right? God, I love Vic. Do you know that she's like, I'm pretty sure she's heterosexual. Isn't that crazy? I'm pretty sure. Smarty pants, yeah. I mean, it's how we classify fruits and vegetables. It's freaking crazy. But I haven't watched Smarty Pants. I've been meaning to watch the show that Grant does. He's the bartender, and it's like secrets, like truths and a lie. Like they're trying to figure out who did something. What's that one? Oh, is Vic? Okay, I wasn't sure. Dirty Laundry, that's the one. Okay, Vic is not buying it. Apologies. My main experience with Vic has been on Game Changer. Vegetable isn't a scientific term at all, so veggie versus fruit isn't apples to apples. Exactly. I want to watch Dirty Laundry, and I've been wanting to watch Smart Pants, and then there's also the one about, where they change the people to look different. There's so much good content. Dropout, you need to stop making content. I can't consume it all. Brett, it's so cold in Canada. It's like 10 degrees. It's snowing in Toronto, but that's the other side of Canada, but very important people is okay, everybody, what's your favorite Game Changer show? I'm sorry, I might be a basic bitch, but I love Game Changer. I'm sorry. I will never not love a Brennan monologue. But what is everybody's like ride or die? I love Make Some Noise. There was that news show that I liked as well. Cook show. It's like there's just so much good Dropout content. I hope that Critical Role, because Critical Role kind of actually works closely with some of the people from Dropout. I hope that Critical Role can adopt some of the mentalities that is making Dropout so successful. One of the things I love Critical Role, but one of the foreseeable struggles I see that they have is they have a hard time making shows to do well that aren't the main series show of Critical Role campaign, whatever. Campaign 3 will be on campaign 4, I guess. I hope that they can adopt...
I may be a hater and a gatekeeper,
Riz!
but I'm also God's favorite princess and the most interesting girl in the world.
Hey Jen, happy 23rd sub anniversary. You
Yeah.
looking very cozy. Is it because it's cold? How are you?
It is cold. The goal today was like cunty cold. You know what I mean? The toque is a new addition, and chat was hyping me up about it, and so I'm gonna leave the toque on. 80 for normal. What are you talking about? 80 for normal. Brett, like 7 billion people use Celsius. Game Changer, of course. I know. Listen, I know it's basic bitch answer, but I love Game Changer. Then VIP got a special place for actually is a good one. Oh my god, I watch the most for free on YouTube. Cheap ass got Dropout. Honestly, you don't need any other subscription. Not to be like promoting on main, But Make Some Noise is your jam. Tom Waits clip. Oh my gosh. Okay, top 3 dropout clips. Okay, what's the guy's name? Hold on. Uh-oh. Notification, so on. I'm loading Dropout on my phone. I can't play favorites. I watched my Game Changer. Absolutely. Ross! Ross! Oh my god, he's so funny. He does a lot of Make Some Noise. When he does the soldier texting, it's like medieval sexting. Yeah, Ross. I like the gay ones. That's every single one, Ginger Hot Dog. That's every single one of them. Welcome back, Ginger Hot Dog. It's been a minute. How you doing, Ginger Hot Dog? Do we want to just watch out Dropout clips on TikTok? Do we want to just scroll Dropout on TikTok? Is this content? Is this heaven? This guy is so funny. Yes. This guy is so freaking smart. This guy's humor, like, he is so quick. He's on Game Changer as well. But his speed in which he can make jokes is insane. Good news. We've managed to make sense of the situation with my work. Turns out they're not breaking the law. But we'll be moving forward differently now. I'm not sure what was happening in the first place, Riz. I'm almost disappointed that they weren't breaking the law. Because hopefully if they were breaking the law, you could have gotten that bag. You know what I'm saying? I can't pick a favorite, but this is my favorite. Ross, he's so good. The Improv Shakespeare musical, I know, it's insane. Let's just watch. Let's just watch some clips, I guess. Let's just look up TikTok. Ross Bryant Dropout. Is this content? Chat?
A new bag of baby spinach replaces an old
7 hours ago
bag of baby spinach.
Hey there, mister.
First day in the crisper, huh, kid?
Oh, sorry, mister. You're kind of oozing out of your bag there.
Yeah.
How long have you been here? Must be forever.
48 hours.
No! Tell me that's not true. Tell me we get more time than that in the crisper.
I was once like you.
2 days ago?
Yeah. Bright-eyed, fresh from the Trader Joe's produce section. And they had high hopes.
This is the stream now. We're not playing Baldur's Gate 3.
But cereal won again.
No. I heard when they picked me up, they said, oh, I'm gonna make a beautiful salad. And if I miss the window for that, I'll cook it down. I'll cook it down, I promise.
Lies.
What'll happen to you, Papa Spinach?
I'll slowly liquefy and darken until one day I'm tossed unopened.
They'll do it soon, right? They won't leave you to here. It's far below your dignity. They'll pull you soon, right?
No,
I have a bag of spinach in my fridge right now.
For maybe a couple of weeks. A new bag.
Next one, more Ross.
Rap battles bars are actually good feedback. You should take to heart.
Would you like a bad beatbox?
That's okay. That's okay.
Would you like a good beatbox?
This dude stepped in the arena. He really ought to walk. And I really think you need to work on all that negative self-talk.
I don't remember this.
Started. It really reached its end. When you say something about yourself, would you say that to your friend?
Tell him.
Hold it down. Hold it down. Hold it down. Oh, your first verse was so gnarly. It don't even deserve retort. You forget you got a whole network around you that's eager to support. There's not a single screen that you should ever thus be seen on. But you got a million friends that are begging you to lean on.
I will cut you off.
He's
there,
so
Ross.
like he does there's like musical ones. The fact that he can be so fast and musical at the same time is absolutely insane. This isn't I mean, this is an American company. Dropout, I think, is American. Listen, if you want to look into Sam Reich, that's a whole other thing for you, Brett. That's homework. Originally, it sounded like they were taking away our lunch breaks and extending our work day to 13 hours, which is not illegal, but would destroy me as diabetic. Turns out our lunch breaks will be organized on the day, and it will be my responsibility to liaise with the manager to organize, and that shifts will be 10 to 5 or 5 to 12, so 13-hour shifts won't happen. Okay. So it's just, they just needed to be a bit more clear about what was changing. I know, that was so good. That was so good. Ticket to Nowhere is by my, Ticket to Nowhere? What's that? Hold on. I just wanna, there's one, it's like, which one is the one where he's like pretending to, oh.
An ad for a new Burger King
I'm looking for the one where he's sexting, but it's medieval times.
sandwich. The King Lear.
I know,
Lunchtime
Violet. That's the humor.
is upon us. The noonday meal, where one may slake their hunger. The new Burger King, King Lear. The only sandwich that must be divided into 3 parts and given to whichever of your daughters doth love you best. Perhaps they flatter, perhaps
me
they
too,
do
Violet.
speak truth, but perhaps you're too mad to see clearly because the sandwich is just too delicious. Having as it does a horseradish aioli. The new Burger King, King Lear. Now, gods, stand up for bastards and burgers.
Oh, like, where's this? There's, okay, hold on. He's been in some, like, musical ones as well. The Complicated Country Lawyer. Brett, this is peak. Listen, Dropout, incredible content. Fun fact, I read a Robert Reich book called Saving Capitalism before I ever heard of Sam Reich. I know! Listen, you know what's devastating? Sam Reich from Dropout is, unfortunately, I don't know if we have terms, actual terms, but Sam Reich is kind of a Nepo baby. He's my favorite Nepo baby. Who's everybody's Nepo baby that they give a pass? Because Sam Reich is kind of, I know, I love this picture. I'm like, literally, as soon as I saw that, I'm like, I want to wear that with this. The green would go with my sleeves. Who's everybody, okay, you get 1 pass to give a Nepo baby. Sam Reich already covered. I give my Nepo baby pass to Sam Reich. Who's your Nepo baby pass that's like, you know what? I like this Nepo baby. Singing Telegram for property encroachment that just did on the recent episode was good too. It doesn't have Ross in there. Which one are you talking? Oh, Slim. Okay, I'll check out that YouTube short. We're navigating off of TikTok. TikTok has an extension. Honestly, this is my hot take. This is my hot take. I want TikTok to be banned in the US because the smart people will be able to bypass the TikTok ban. Is that a hot take? I want TikTok to be banned in the US. So that way the smart people can bypass the ban and we can actually see content that's promoted from other countries. Anyways, Jack Quaid, I'm not sure I know who that is. Jack Quaid, let me look him up. Okay. He kind of looks like Andrew Garfield, but not. He's a Nepo baby. He's a dude. You agree? Okay, kind of saying, because the thing is, the Americans that I know would be able to bypass the TikTok ban easy peasy. And I think that if we get a TikTok ban in the United States, the quality of content will increase. Okay, let's watch this YouTube short that Slim sent us. Whoa, look at the likes on this thing.
But in one train car, our hero and our villain are about to meet. And in a scene that will at some point graduate to song, a confrontation takes place. If our players are so inclined, they may incorporate.
I was going to turn off closed captioning because we have it here.
Ticket to nowhere.
Suddenly the dream I had would come to a full stop. Suddenly all the dreams in my head I would have to drop. Everything I've been working for and building in my life, I would have to throw it to the side. That's a ticket to nowhere for me. That's a ticket to nowhere.
Amazing.
For me.
But in one train.
That's incredible, Slim. Fully on board with the dropout simping. Yeah, Volbartig, we're just going down the line. So Robert gives a pass to Jack Quaid. I've given my pass to Sam Reich. Is there any other Nepo babies that we're saving? Oh my god. Is there like, I should make a tier maker of Nepo babies. And we do the S to D tier Nepo babies. Hailey Bieber, D tier. D tier Nepo baby. Oh, you enraged the entire Gobblecamp trying to assassinate. There you go. Yeah, that's rough. You are going so fast, Volbartig. That's crazy. Let's watch more. Listen, where's the I don't want to type in Ross Bryant sexting dropout. That's not, like, do you think it'll show up? We could alternatively watch Brennan talk about capitalism. The Simple Country Lawyer is a really good one.
Ross!
Yes, sir?
Just a complicated country
This is a really good one.
lawyer.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, we've been talking a lot about what people saw that night. Now,
The
I'm
bingo.
gonna ask y'all there in the jury box, what color my eyes? I've been standing in front of you this whole time.
Wait.
Surely your powers of perception
I wanna
were
show you one of my
keen enough
favorite
to glean the color of my peepers. This proves the point
Billie
that our
Eilish.
powers of perception are not always as vigilant as we would think. Bishop Berkeley in ages gone by said that to be is to be perceived. And that only by engagement in the world, in our perception of its various guises, does the world actually exist. By seeing my client commit this crime, did the witnesses create the crime? I ask you this. Do we live in a simulation?
So good. Okay, hold on. We got a queue. We got a queue now. We got a queue of YouTube shorts. Let me just open these. One of my all-time... Okay. Underrated delivery. Listen, we know... Nobody's rickrolled me yet. Nobody's rickrolled me yet. Okay. Underrated. One second. I just gotta get it out. Underrated delivery. So Ross, you know, Brennan. There's like people who like underrated comedian is Zach. I freaking like the timing of Zach and his humor is so funny. This is truly one of my favorite.
Zach and
This is truly one of my favorite all times, and then we'll look at the two YouTube shorts. Zach Oyama, his timing as a comedian is so funny. This is one, I don't know if I could say this is top 3, but this might be my top 5 moments. I'm not sure. If I were to conglomerate top 5 dropout moments, I'm not sure, but this is up there.
Brennan. Mm-hmm. A defendant stupidly interrupting his lawyer's closing
Less is more,
remarks.
and his less is so more.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, over the past 4 days, you have seen state's prosecutor attempt to
Everyone knows it, but it's still so good.
bamboozle you with a series of hearsay arguments and loose speculative evidence, placing my client near the scene of the crime during the time of the murder.
I'd let Brennan
This evidence
defend
does
me.
nothing to indicate motive or means in the horrific murder of Roger Bell. Ultimately, it will be your decision to say, does this man deserve a lifetime in a federal penitentiary based on specious, inconclusive evidence? You are tasked to consider the evidence and whether it proves beyond a reasonable doubt whether my client is guilty. Is my client a perfect man? No.
I killed him, yeah.
I killed
Your
him.
Honor, Your Honor.
I killed him. It's just like, because he's supposed to be, like, the intro
According
prompt.
to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal.
All lost souls, welcome in. I should have been in just chatting.
Zach and
But my
and
favorite part is that you
Brennan.
expect...
a
So the prompt is a defendant stupidly interrupting his lawyer's closing remarks. You would think that it would come more often, but it's just, it was a knife. Oh my god. I freaking love Zach. All right, let's go. Let's go. Cave's got one. All right, let's go. Hold on. We'll go through our line of YouTube shorts. This is a game changer reaction stream now. That's what this is. Waiting for the perfect moment like a sniper to rickroll me. Honestly, though, it's skill for Brennan to keep the monologue going without losing steam and building on the argument. Like it's like, yeah, building on the mic. It's such. I killed them. Yeah.
You can stand under my umbrella. You can stand under my umbrella.
Yeah. Zach is so funny. This is what I was looking for. Okay. Oh yeah, this is it. Trying to sext in a lower All right.
Ross. A Confederate soldier's letter home in which he's subtly trying to start a sexting thing.
The sun is setting over the Chattanooga River, and I know that tomorrow may be the day I draw my last breath as I face the Yankee horde that seeks to come and wrest our freedom and our, quote, property, unquote. But if a mini ball is to find purchase in my bosom upon the morning, I hope that you shall tell me what you are wearing, girl. First question, Ophelia. You up? I am up, Ophelia. In particular, part of me is up as the sturdy oak tree in front of the plantation that bears your family's name. I hope that when I die, the last thoughts that go through my mind is a thought of them titties, girl.
Ross. A Confederate
That's it. That's the one. The thought of them titties, girl. Anna's episode of VIP as the kid that turned into rocks is my favorite. Okay, listen. I need to watch more VIP. I need to watch the presentation one. I keep seeing clips of the food captain. I'm the food captain. You guys don't understand. Watching these clips of the person talking about we need a food captain. I'm the food captain. I do this. I am food captain. And I do such a good job. The name of the game is I Cannot Win. A classic. A classic All Lost Souls. We love it. We love it. Also, fair warning, Dropout just announced like 4 hours ago that the start increases by $1 a month for new customers starting May 7th, but if you subscribe before, you keep the legacy pricing. I would gladly contribute an extra $1 a month. Although, to be honest, I'm login sharing, so I should probably subscribe. I'm login sharing. But, you know what? They deserve $1 more a month, because check this out. Check this out. When you get the time for VIP, message me and I'll tell you all the best episodes to watch. I know, we're just a reaction channel now, to be honest. But honestly, these are great clips. Okay, I can't remember who's... I queued them up. So somebody sent this one. This was probably Umbrio. This was the next one.
A singing telegram serving you for property encroachment. And my question for you is, do you
This
know
one's
what
Violet's.
property encroachment is?
We'll find out. Ding dong. Hello, a message from the Raffertys. They live just next door. They brought this to your attention, but they're bringing it once more. A little letter didn't seem to do the trick, and so they sent me over, but this'll be quick. You must have the eucalyptus trees clip, clip. You're gonna fall over onto their pool, and I know that seems like it's such a big rule, but we have rules for a reason. And oh no, it's the rainy season. Eucalyptuses don't have deep roots. I know that might be news to you, but it's not news to the Raffertys who've seen the topple of the trees, and they are coming to ask, please.
That's so good.
Thank you. Is that what it means?
It is what it
Okay,
means.
great.
She got it. Oh yeah, it doesn't mean exist, but it says this one's yours. I'm still fighting for the first time ever. Ogres be screwed without. Ogres was supposed to be at the end of the sentence. Oh, you mean like you've recruited the ogres? That was so good. So good. Okay, the last one, and then I think I just gotta end stream, you guys. We didn't get to Baldur's Gate. I gotta go watch the Minecraft movie. You guys want to live react to the Minecraft movie? I think that's against TOS. Story, oh, yes, this one. So good. Okay, so the karaoke ones. Well, I don't have to explain this to you guys. You guys know Make Some Noise.
Tom Waits' Story of Sisyphus.
And the crowd goes wild with
Well, wait, J-Charge, what a coincidence. I just watched a bunch of Dropout clips, and then you're like, I'm gonna go to Twitch. And now we're just watching Dropout clips. This is a Dropout clips reaction channel now. Absolutely. I know, we're just talking about how their subscription, there's so much content, I can't consume it all.
Ignition.
Oh, hell yeah.
Abandon all hope, ye who enter here, above the gates of hell. Who's that rolling a rock over there? No man can tell. Offended the gods when he was alive, so they had to kill.
Oh, this doesn't even make some noise. This is a game changer.
Man, Sisyphus just keeps rolling that stone up a hill. 'Cause what goes up has got to come down. Down in Hades town.
Tom Waits.
So good. So freaking good. Welcome in. Well, this is what we're doing. This is what we're doing today. Entire album, just Ross doing Tom Waits, nailing mythology. I know. It's just like, it's just Ross delivering mythology. You know, okay, so, you know that musical that was started on TikTok, they should have recruited him. I watched the official cast recording musical episode of Game Changers semi-regularly. How incredible it is. Though there's the Make Some Noise episodes where they choose from a book is so good. Epic the musical. Yeah. Credit to the musician. They were I know. It's so incredible. I think what's tough is if you are new to Dropout, I feel like everybody here knows Dropout, but all of these clips are improv. They're like the crown of improv. Epic the musical, been going for a few years, and I think what I've heard is wild. Yeah, lots of sounds. I love that. I've wanted to do like the Penelope audio, but I don't have the confidence for that. Improv, we are so back. Improv troops. This is, oh my god, Dropout is just an improv troupe company. With formats. Improv is so back, you guys. Improv is so back. Hold on. I think, Slim, where you dropped a Ross clip. Was that this one? I can't tell. No, it was not this one. I'll copy this one. turning the entire brown on, and that's what I'm hoping. So the thing about Dropout is they have D&D, they have tabletop gaming. Like, I got into Dropout because I watched The Bad Kids, right? That was their flagship D&D show, right? The Bad Kids, DM'd by Brennan, and then I fell in love with the Court of Fae and Flowers, DM'd by Abria. I was in their D&D tabletops section, and that's what I hope Critical Role, because they work very closely with Critical Role. A lot of the people, you know, there's overlap. I hope that Critical Role can learn some of the mojo of what's working with Dropout, and so that they can kind of incorporate that into their business. Because I can tell that Critical Role is struggling having just their main flagship show and all of their other pieces of content. You know what I mean? And Troop Troops on Make Some Noise. Well, the funny thing is, all of these people who have been on Dropout absolutely have been in improv troops. I make sure A Court of Flame Flowers is so fun. It's my favorite. I think it's my favorite miniseries. Well, of all time it was, but the EXU show that had Marisha, the monologue of like Brennan being the Lord of the Hells is like is my favorite moment of D&D of all time. I think a large part of the Critical Role fandom, though, but here's the thing, kind of saying, is Dropout, I mean, granted, they did start as, like, they were college humor, had a bit of a wider fan base, but Dropout had a similar issue where their biggest show was tabletop. Like, they've grown their company in a very sustainable way, so, Brennan was amazing. Which one was it? Hold on, it was, the Downfall? No, not Downfall. Calamity? Yes, it was Calamity. It was this one. And his monologue as the Lord of the Hells was incredible. I mean, incredible. But literally just Brennan here. Okay, here's the tweet. Here's the thread. Brennan monologuing. Hear me out. This might be the hottest take. Brennan monologuing. Okay, let's watch this one. The Macbeth.
Ross.
Yes, sir.
Oh, this is your favorite Ross clip, Slim.
An ad for a new McDonald's sandwich, the Macbeth.
Do ye work up an appetite? Unseaming the foes of your liege lord from the knave to the chaps. When the dawn breaks, how shall ye break your fast?
Oh, shit.
The new McDonald's Macbeth. The only sandwich with meat taken from a cow that trusted the butcher with its very life. That beef is placed upon a bun along with pickles and a super special sauce. The new McDonald's Macbeth. It is a meal you shall wish to enjoy tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm loving it.
Ross.
So good. So good. Not Downfall. That's... No, but there is EXU Downfall. The Hitler movie everyone makes memes from when he melts down. No, but there is EXU Downfall as well. Court of Fae and Flowers is on my watch list. Never After. Fantasy High, I'm looking forward to starting the most, I think. Fae and Flowers is a great encapsulation, for sure, but Fantasy High has more content associated with it. I think EXU's Calamity is one of the most intensely pure distilled D&D experiences I've ever witnessed. I love their whole EXU series. So I guess this would be an example of Critical Role kind of taking a spin-off of their main show series, but it's still not very different in terms of content-wise. But honestly, it's like your quintessential D&D experience. Yes, Kate, you're right. My favorite, Brennan, absolutely one of my favorite lesbian representations. Ida, oh my god, Ida, absolutely. I saw an interaction I never saw before. The ogre the ogre licked your hand. All right. Oh, Baldur's Gate. Yes. Have you seen the clip from Brennan's interview about him genuinely making a bargain with a fae like IRL? No, but I've seen a clip of Brennan talking about his lucky coin. And as somebody who has struggled with the transition between religious to superstitious, like, I don't want to have any superstitions because I view them as, like, kind of, like, unbased. Brennan talking about having a lucky coin gave me permission to have superstition again. Is that weird? Because Brennan has this lucky coin that he keeps on him, and he lost it, and he found it a year later. And so Brennan, it sounds so stupid. But I'm like, that gave me permission to, like, be allowed to have superstition again. Anytime Brennan and Zach are on the screen, I know. The LARP fairy coin, Jen only does things that are based. Listen. Apparently not as based as you, because you're more left than me. Let's wait, where's the, okay, look, Brennan, Calamity. Brennan.
Make someone happy.
Oh my God.
And then you will be happy too. Make
okay, Jeff.
Someone happy.
All right, Jeff. Brennan, EXU Calamity. Let's see if that searches it. Dang, Jeff Goldblum, absolutely wild in. One day I'll get on your level. Yeah, a little superstition is fine. It's when, well, yeah, informing on other people. Absolutely. Is this it?
You're trying to atone
yeah.
me. And I didn't do anything wrong.
Yes! And this moment is like my all-time favorite D&D moment.
Stabs you through the heart.
You want to know what I've always hated about mortals?
And you feel his claws dig into the back.
You're wrong!
I lay a hand on him and I cast him
EXU
curse.
Calamity.
He laughs.
Spoilers, I suppose. This is like 3 years. This is true. Yes, spoilers for EXU Calamity. Absolutely. Although you wouldn't know what's happening in this moment. Jeff Goldblum, if you haven't, spoilers for sure. Absolutely.
Uproarious.
Look at me. This is not who you are. This is not who you are! Who am I? You're not this!
You have referred to yourself and your fellow mortals as our children.
Look at Marisha. POV, I'm Marisha.
A bad first draft. You think that you are a man of true belief.
I don't
and
want
that
the
there's all
music
these
in the
wizards
background.
around you that are humble. Who is the most proud man here?
I'm Marisha.
These ones who thought they would fly a city, or the man who thought he would teach me a lesson? I'll tell you why I spit on your forgiveness. I'll tell you why I loathe your redemption. To reach a hand down to somebody, they need to be beneath you! And I'm beneath nobody! You wanted to understand me, then you should have accepted that I was right!
And he pulls the back of your head and rips the skin off of your skull.
So good. Literally, to like to reach down to someone.
I'd love a deep dickin' in my bussy hole. That's something that Captain Crunch says, right? My bussy is part of a balanced breakfast. Whoa!
Yep. Drama. I know. I could listen to Brennan monologue for hours. Absolutely. That was perfect timing, Justice. You timed it. It was perfect. It was perfect. Justice, you would do great on Dropout. I'm just gonna say, it's all like improv comedy. You would do incredible on Dropout. Yep, that is also something that someone says. I love that YouTube didn't get to see that either. I know, peak comedy. Are you Zach Oyama with your timing? We're just like, Justice, we're just reacting to our favorite Dropout clips. We gotta do the Brennan monologue, okay? We have to do, is there a Hope Core Brennan monologue? Please tell me there's a Hope Core. Oh, hell yes.
That kind of little tidbit would serve me well in most trivia games, unless it had been rigged from the beginning!
What, dude?
You would think in a game where there were only 2 possible correct choices that one would stumble into the right answer every so often, wouldn't you? In fact, the probability of never guessing right in the full game is a statistical wonder. And yet, here we are, introduced at the top of the game as a champion. What do you think that means? Icarus flying too close to the sun. But it seems Daedalus, our little master crafter over here, had some wax wings of his own, didn't he? Wanted to see his sun fall from the sky. Oh, how close to the sun he flew. Well, I'm not having it. I solved your labyrinth, puzzle master. The Minotaurs escaped, and you're gonna get the horns, buddy.
What is the rule of the game?
Can we all say
I cannot win. That kind of little...
Literally, there's incredible. If you guys want this video, I'll post it in the chat. If you guys want the... Oh my god, Cave, I love it. I love it. If you want this, oh my god, Hope Core, freaking Brennan. I love it. I just need drop... Oh my god. Should I just make Dropout Hope Core edits? Ugh. The escape room, absolutely so good. So good. Well, you guys, oh my god, my phone alarm didn't go off. I have to leave the house in 10 minutes. I have to leave the house in 10 minutes. Deeks minute. These nuts in your mouth, Justice. Justice, thanks for popping in. You guys, I had fun yapping. Raise your hand. Somebody please raise their hand. Raise your hand if you guys were surprised that we didn't end up playing Baldur's Gate. Dix Minute. Raise your hand if you're surprised that we didn't end up playing Baldur's Gate. Thank you, Cave! Thank you, Cave, for believing in me. Thank you guys for also... Oh my god. The YouTube views are like, whoop, up. Because we've been watching Dropout. YouTube likes the Dropout. Okay, I'm gonna shut off the YouTube streams. YouTube streams are ending.